With a historic election Tuesday night, come January, America will have a new president and, of course, a new first lady. As with previous women in the White House, they will bring along their own sense of style. Joining me now from New York is In Style magazine's Katrina Szish with more on the influence we are already seeing of Michelle Obama. Yes, she's made quite a splash in the fashion world, hasn't she?
She sure has. We're all very excited to see what she's going to bring to the White House. We really haven't seen someone who has such style persona as Michelle does since the years of Nancy Reagan and even going back to Jackie Kennedy. She's going to be not just wearing the traditional First Lady garb, but she's going to be setting trends of her own. And so it's a very exciting time for all of us in the fashion industry.
I know there's been a lot of talk this week about her Narciso Rodriguez dress that she wore the night of Obama's acceptance speech. Some people liked it, some people didn't. Already, critics! You know, it was supposed to be a night of fun, and she's got a party dress on, and she looked lovely.
As I think Michelle knows, I mean, there are always going to be critics, especially when it comes to how you look. I mean, we saw Sarah Palin go through that, we saw Cindy McCain go through that, and of course even Hillary Clinton going through that, both as First Lady and as a candidate for president. But I think what Michelle is doing is she's not going with the safe bets. Instead, she wore a dress straight from Narciso Rodriguez's Spring 2009 collection. It was slightly modified to be First Lady friendly. The original dress was a little bit shorter, a little bit more revealing, but she's showing that she's going to do her own thing, that she's got her own sense of style, and I think that's really brave of her because she knows there are going to be critics, and I really like how she's approaching bringing style back to the White House.
And look at them, they're all color coordinated in the black and the red. It was a beautiful picture. People need to lighten up a little bit.
I agree.
I know that dress has actually sold out, hasn't it? Aren't there a lot of orders for this dress, or at least copies of the dress?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't even been produced yet because it is from Narciso's Spring 2009 collection, but you can bet that that is a dress that suddenly everybody's going to make sure is put into production because of all of the inevitable retail demand. It reminds me of the dress that Michelle wore on The View. It was a black and white dress. It was about $149.
Right.
And within 24 hours of her wearing it on The View, it was completely sold out. So she's already setting trends and having a big influence on retail sales, whether the dress is $149 or several thousands of dollars.
Yeah, $140,000, right? All right, let's
not quite that much.
Yeah, right. Let's talk a little bit about what she wore during the campaign, because it was amazing how people went right to that, watching everything that she put on. And she did wear a lot of things that most of us would buy from stores, like you mentioned, black and white, and they were right off the rack, I guess is the way to say it, right?
What makes Michelle very modern is that she does have this essence of combining pieces that are very straightforward. She did an appearance on Jay Leno and wore J. Crew that she had ordered right from their website. She wears H&M, and here's that View dress that's $149 from White House Black Market. Mm-hmm. But she also then incorporates custom pieces, high-end pieces, the Narciso Rodriguez dress that we saw, Maria Pinto, a Chicago-based designer. So she really does mix high and low. Here, this is a Maria Pinto dress. I mean, that's well over $1,000. But the way she wears it, the way she accessorizes it with the modern black belt, really makes it something that women can sort of borrow from. Women can say, okay, this is how Michelle's wearing it, and maybe I can't afford the expensive version, but I can style it in a similar way. So she makes her look accessible.
You know, in these economic times, it's going to be a tough situation for her because we want her to dress better than the average person, I guess. But then, we also want it to seem realistic for the rest of us as well. It's a very fine line to have to walk.
It is a very fine line because she is First Lady and she's going to be seen around the globe, and of course she needs to be a role model. Of course she needs to set a wonderful, positive example as First Ladies in the past have done. Of course, as Jackie Kennedy famously did. I mean, she was such an ambassador for her husband, primarily because she completely looked the part and people wanted to meet her. Heads of state from other countries wanted to shake her hand before they even shook her husband's hand.
Yeah,
so it is an important role.
We're showing some pictures now. I know she wore
First
a lot
Ladies
of
past,
yes.
and Nancy Reagan, of course.
Right,
yes.
Ale Cassini, I think, was who Jackie Kennedy wore a lot of. Now we're looking at Nancy Reagan and Oscar de la Renta really dressing a lot of First Ladies, right?
Oscar de la Renta is sort of a classic First Lady go-to. You can do no wrong with Oscar de la Renta. Here, Laura Bush was a big fan of Oscar. Hillary Clinton wore lots of Oscar de la Renta. Even her pantsuits of late were Oscar de la Renta. And Nancy Reagan, of course, wore Oscar de la Renta famously. But I don't think Michelle Obama is going to be an Oscar de la Renta kind of gal. I think we are going to be seeing her bringing new designer names into the spotlight. Again, Narciso Rodriguez, we mentioned. Jewelry designer Erickson Beeman. Another hip designer, his name is Thakun. Lots of Hollywood A-listers like Kate Bosworth favor his designs. So we're going to be learning about a whole new legion of American fashion designers who are going to go down into history, or in the history books of fashion and American history because of Michelle Obama.
I cannot imagine how many offers she's getting already for people.
Oh, I'm sure her phone is ringing off the hook.
To wear her clothes. She's going to have a whole staff just to handle that, right?
I'm sure she will. And again, as we mentioned before, it is an important thing. A lot of people say, why does it matter what she wears? And of course, it doesn't matter what she wears above and beyond anything else, but how she presents herself and how she represents our nation is inevitably an important thing, and like it or not, style does matter.
Yep, and we'll be seeing that, I'm sure, in InStyle Magazine segment. You may even have a Michelle Obama watch segment.
We are going to be, on InStyle.com, we are going to be very closely watching Michelle Obama's wardrobe choices, and especially come inauguration time, we cannot wait to see what her wardrobe will reveal.
Just be kind. That's all we ask.
Oh, we are always kind at InStyle.
All right, Katrina.
Always.
Thank
Hard
you.
not to be to Michelle.
Right. InStyle Magazine's Katrina Szish. Thank you so much for being with us today.